Hello. I'm smiling already because it's just funny. In my last Amber Heard video, I said I wasn't going to be talking about this unless there was another court case happening. Lo and behold, there's another court case happening, and there was an interview that Camille Vasquez, who you guys know as Johnny Depp's, well, one of Johnny Depp's many lawyers, she was on CBS Mornings to talk about their appeal and basically their team and what they did for Johnny and a lot of, behind the scenes stuff that no one really asked or talked to them about, which I thought was really cool. A lot of little behind the scenes stuff. What I took offense with was a lot of Gayle's line of questioning and a lot of what seemed like Gayle already being on the side of Amber and her team, because in a previous video that I did, I talked about Elaine's interview with Gayle King. She's already spoken to them. She already knows their side. But it's funny that the second that you have someone from the other side to come in and say their piece, you want to just inject the pieces of information that you heard from the other side. But if you were better at this, you would know that you would let them speak and let them say their truth and let them finish before you interject and put whatever you believe in there. But anyway, I have the video for us to talk and react to. So as is usual on this channel, before I get rowdy and start assuming and talking shit, we're gonna watch it together. So let's fucking go. All right, where is this video? Let's pull it the fuck up. There it is. Here's Gayle. I actually love this color so much. So I like this color on her. I just don't like what she gonna say. So let's go.
We're going to get an exclusive inside look at what happened behind the scenes in the high-profile defamation trial between Johnny Depp and his ex-wife, that's Amber Heard. Now, the court ordered Heard to pay Depp more than $10.3 million and Depp to pay her $2 million for her counterclaim. But ultimately, it was Depp who appeared to win in the court of opinion big time. Many credit Depp's attorneys, that would be Ben Chu and Camille Vasquez. Now, Vasquez says it would not have been possible without the team of young associates. We spoke with her about how they work together and their strategy.
Have a seat.
The sordid defamation trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard was watched by millions.
Respectfully, that's not my question.
But
I'm not gonna lie, that's one of her best clips. It's gone viral, it's everywhere. It's great.
It was Depp's attorney, Camille Vasquez, who appeared to be the breakout star. This certainly has catapulted you to a whole different level. There are now T-shirts that have your face on it, Camille Vasquez. There are mugs. People are coming to you with book deals, I would imagine, TV deals, offers to open your own law firm, which that would be my vote, or to join their firm. How are you handling this newfound fame?
Doing my best. It's overwhelming.
Is it? I was wondering.
It's surreal. I was speaking to some friends last week, and I said, I've had so many pinch me moments.
And tell us what it took to defend Johnny Depp, because you seem to be a small but young, mighty team.
We were strong and young, right? I mean, it's a story that I don't think has been told until now. We were, most of us, under 40 years old.
That's actually really amazing when you think about how much school and how much it takes to become a lawyer. To be that accomplished at that age, it's amazing. It's an amazing feat, and I understand why she's so respected.
Which is unique for a case of this magnitude. This
Why is she like finishing her words?
under 40 years old, which is unique for a case of this magnitude. This case, I think, called for a younger team.
Why? Why did you think that?
Because the parties were young, right? And they resonate with a younger audience.
Yes, I think that a lot of the aspects of their case, like the fact that it was recorded and a lot of the evidence and a lot of the things that were kept, I do think that a younger legal team definitely was needed to talk about all those things, especially when it comes to like metadata and things like that. I think an older legal team probably would have had a harder time deciphering all of that.
And you need their perspectives. I think young people have a fresh perspective on especially these issues, the issues that we were discussing in this case, abuse, Me Too, those were the issues.
So Camille Vasquez, who just turned 38, and Ben Chu, a partner at their law firm Brown Rudnick, brought in 5 associates, including 32-year-old Sam Moniz.
That jury was taking its responsibilities seriously.
And 34-year-old Jessica Myers to help.
Wow. I honestly am shocked at how young they are. They're like close to my age. Imagine me being on the Johnny Depp trial. That's insanity. Wow. Good for them. And I actually think it's really nice that she's taking the time on this interview to put a spotlight on the people besides her who got a shot at helping Johnny win his case.
Fill out Depp's legal roster. We met them at their New York City office. How did you pick these two to be on your team?
Well, Jessica's a fantastic writer, as is Sam. And I think for people that know a little bit about the law, it's not just what's on camera, right? It's not just us objecting and getting to do the fun things, right, like a witness. And so for Ben and me, I mean, we just identified talent.
So the lack of experience and age didn't seem daunting or wasn't concerning to any of you? To any of you?
You know,
Jess?
in my experience, I think young attorneys, they're closer to sort of the laws and the rules because we're the ones who are sort of researching that, and so I think it was actually an asset overall.
Sam?
And closer to the facts, too. You know, you get in the weeds and the facts. And I think this is a great team. I mean, lack of experience aside, and we do have some experience.
Yeah.
Lack of experience
I like
aside.
that, Sam. You know, we have some experience. I'm not trying to say you didn't know what you're doing, but you know what I mean when you look at the big picture, and this was such a big case.
But there was a lot of raw talent on this team, too. I mean, Camille became a star for good reason. Jess did Johnny's direct examination and did a phenomenal job.
She actually did do an amazing job on his direct. I watched this bit of this off screen yesterday, and the way that she described that this was her first time cross-examining someone, you would not have been able to tell. I watched this trial live and I was like, this woman, she has such a way like with explaining, not explaining because she wasn't talking, she was asking the questions, but she would listen to the way that he answered and just segue so well into the next question. You would not have been able to tell that she didn't have experience doing that. I think she has a bright future ahead of her herself.
You know, there was a reason she was put up there to do it. It was because the partners and everybody knew she could.
Let's talk about that. You did the direct examination of Johnny Depp.
Your Honor, we call Mr. John C. Depp.
I had done a witness at a trial before, but this was the first time I had done a direct examination.
All right,
so,
Jessica. So take us inside your head that morning.
You know, there was a level of nerves. I think I kept waiting for this overwhelming sense of nerves, but I think, you know, once you get up there, it just feels kind of natural, and you just, you know, do what you do.
Sam, for you, was there a turning point for you in the case?
I think for me it was more of a gradual process of realizing that our story was coming in. Things can go very badly wrong at any moment, and they never went wrong, and we told the story we set out to tell.
And let's talk about cameras in the courtroom, Camille, because Amber Heard's team did not want cameras in the courtroom. Why did you want cameras in the courtroom?
I think that was important to the client. For Johnny, it was about finally being able to tell his story. And these are horrific allegations that were made against him. He needed to be able to tell his story, so it was important.
You know what, Camille? There were horrific allegations on both sides.
This is where I begin to seethe, but let me just let her keep going.
Horrific allegations that were made against him. He needed to be able to tell his story, so it was
you know
important.
You know what, Camille? There were horrific allegations on both sides. I mean, I think some people could look and say, were there any winners here? Clearly he won in the court of public opinion. Clearly he won legally, too. But was he damaged in any way because of this?
I'll be honest, that question is just... Of course he was damaged by this, Gayle. Why else would he have sued her? If this didn't damage his reputation, his heart and soul, when he was on the stand describing what happened as a result of her accusations.
What have you lost as a result of Ms. Heard making these allegations against you?
Nothing less than everything. Nothing less than everything. Because when the allegations were made, when the allegations were rapidly circling the globe, telling people that I was a drunken, cocaine-fueled menace who beat women suddenly in my 50s. It's over. You know, you're done. So, what did it do to me? What effect did it have on me? I'll put it to you this way. No matter the outcome of this trial, the second the allegations were made against me, the accusations, the second that more and more of these things, as I said, metastasized and turned into fodder for the media. Once that happens, or once that happened, I lost then. That is to say, I lost because that is not a thing that anyone is gonna just put on your back for a short period of time. I will live with that for the rest of my life because of the allegations and because it was such a high-profile case. So I lost then, no matter the outcome of this trial. I'll carry that for the rest of my days. And it never had to be that way. It never had to happen. And I don't quite understand why it did in the way that it did.
Well, okay, let me just let Camille take the answer on that.
I think he came into this case thinking he had nothing else left to lose, Gayle. And I think for him, it was, he had to put it all out there.
Vasquez.
That is why she gets paid the big bucks, baby. That is why she gets paid the big bucks, because that is the perfect answer. He literally had nothing left to lose because he had lost everything. Thank you, Camille. Thank you. Thank you.
There.
Vasquez says the team of younger attorneys gave them another advantage.
Something I didn't say, which I'll say to you now, is that I think the pressure of it all made us probably over-prepare. So we were really prepared. And I think that can't be understated.
You know, there were also, with all of the fame, also comes all the pettiness and cattiness, and some could say haterade, I call it, because there were a lot of social media rumors that you and Johnny Depp were romantically involved.
Right.
Why do you think those rumors started?
It's obvious, and I don't even know why you would bother to ask this question, but okay, Gayle, let's ask the questions that nobody fucking cares about.
And what did you think when you heard them?
It was disappointing to hear them, but I think they started because people like love stories. They
Classy.
like to make things up, right? Doesn't mean they're true, and obviously in this case they weren't true, never have been true.
I think people thought, well, you know, they are kind of touchy-feely.
Bro, this woman has been supporting and pretty much defending this guy because she is his lawyer. She is defending this guy since, I believe, the UK trial. They've been on the same team since then. So I'm pretty sure that she feels for him. And as the fucking journey was going, she was seeing that they were succeeding. And every time they had a small win, why is it so bad that she would want to hug him, bro? Like, I hate to make this a cultural thing, but Hispanics, I am Hispanic, she is Hispanic, we're touchy-feely sometimes. I don't know if people know that, but we like to hug when we're happy about people we care about. So how about y'all get your head out of your asses and stop thinking that every time a woman touches a man, it has to be sexual. Maybe she's just really happy that the work that she's put in for so many years is finally paying off, and he's finally seeing the success that he needed for this trial. And y'all have to fucking make it sexual. Like, God. Sorry, that was a little tangent.
Sure, but I'm touchy-feely with everyone. I mean, that's just who I am. I'm naturally described as a warm person. And I don't think there's anything wrong with caring for your clients, right? I was fighting for his life, his name. It's perfectly normal, I think, to be able to extend a hand and give him a hug and make him feel like he was protected. We all were that way with him, each other and with him, just supportive and protective.
And Ben was out there hugging him on the fucking on the floor. I'm over here like, what do you call the court like area? I would say the floor. I don't fucking know. Ben was hugging him. I feel like Johnny himself is a very touchy-feely man himself. He shows love for the people he cares about. So y'all are making a nothing burger out of nothing. Stop.
Do you have a long-term goal as you sit here today?
I don't have a long-term goal, except I want to continue my practice. I'm a lawyer. When I look at myself in the mirror, I see an advocate. I was born to do this. I really feel that way.
You do feel that?
I do.
When is Vasquez and Associates going to open?
I'll let you know. You're the first to know, Gayle.
I'm going to hold her to that. As we said earlier, we have reached out to Amber Heard and her attorneys, and are not commenting at this time. As you might expect, Camille Vasquez's phone is ringing off the hook from men who are reaching out who have behaved badly or accused of behaving badly with women and in business. She said their names that we all know. She would not share them. I tried. She would not say who that is. But she said, I don't want to be known as that guy, you know, that if you're in trouble, you know, Camille can help you in the case. She said, listen, I had worked for Johnny Depp for 4 years. They had done cases together. She knew him very well. She believed him. But, you know, a lot of people believed Amber Heard, too. And I don't want that to get lost in the story. Because she was so vilified and so attacked on social media.
Okay, but did you look through the facts? I don't care if people believed Amber or not. Are you guys believing her on the basis of the facts, or are you guys just believing her based on emotion? That is my problem with what she's saying here. This is insane. She lost because, oh my God. Fuck. I just need to analyze what she said again, just for a second. Because that just made me really angry. My brain went blank.
Well, she believed him. But, you know, a lot of people believed Amber Heard, too. And I don't want that to get lost in the story. Because she was so vilified and so attacked on social media. And, you know, as we sit here today, she's still, you know, being vilified and attacked. And I think the whole thing was very messy on both sides. But at the end, the jury decided, and they decided in favor of Johnny Depp. So.
And there's a reason for that, Gayle. Like, I don't think that you can discount the fact that a lot of her evidence was very nebulous, very doctored, very hard to believe. So even if After this trial, you are still choosing to believe a woman who defamed Johnny and was found guilty of that. That doesn't make him an abuser. They were in a toxic relationship. I don't understand how you can think those two things are the same. They're not. It's just okay. We're just gonna move on from that.
You know, Camille is on to her next case, and now everybody knows her name. And, you know, she's somebody that just really loves the job that she does. You know, she said, my goal is that once I do a case with you, I hope that you'll never need my services again.
That is the ultimate.
I really
do like
enjoyed
what she
talking to
said
her and the
about
young people behind the scenes.
The young people behind the scenes.
That was the story she wanted to tell.
Right.
She said, you know, because
That was my favorite part of the entire interview, because you can tell that Camille really cared about the entirety of the story and all of the people that were part of helping Johnny tell his story. Obviously, Camille is just one part of the grand plot, and it feels like the media is just trying their best to make her the only standout. And I think that it really shows how humble she is, that she's trying to show, like, hey, there's a lot of other people that were part of this team that contributed greatly, and I want them to have their time. And that was great. And then fucking Gayle was over here like, though I will say she did seem to enjoy that part of the story, so I'll give her that.
getting all the attention, but people worked really hard on this case for a very long time.
And that the firm recognized that having younger attorneys, because these two, the two people that were contesting this were fairly known to younger people, that it probably helped in that strategy.
Yeah, and immediately after that verdict came in, Camille was promoted to partner.
Immediately.
Immediately.
I think a lot of people saw that coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I do think that there is one other clip. Let me just go grab that.
We're hearing now from Johnny Depp's attorney, Camille Vasquez. This is her first sit-down interview since Depp and Amber Heard filed motions to appeal in their legal battle. Now, last week, Heard notified a Virginia court that she will appeal the more than $10.3 million settlement she was ordered to pay her ex-husband. Depp's legal team also filed an appeal to overturn a single count of defamation decided in Heard's favor, ordering Depp to pay Amber Heard $2 million. Vasquez told us what prompted Depp's decision to appeal. Last week we heard that Amber Heard was going to appeal the verdict. What did you think when you heard that? What was your reaction?
It was expected. I mean, she's indicated since the day she lost the trial that she was going to appeal.
Do you have to plan a strategy to respond to that?
Absolutely, and we did. Mr. Depp ended up filing his own appeals so that the court could have the full record. And she insists on continuing to litigate this matter. We have to protect her client's interests.
Yeah, we've heard that it's not about the money, it's time for healing and time to move on, which was the message that he sent. But how do you heal and move on when both sides are still in court arguing?
It's pretty standard legal procedure. We just are hopeful that the court will uphold the verdict, which we think was the right verdict, and allow both parties to move on.
So is it safe to say that if she hadn't appealed, you all would not have appealed either? You would have moved on?
Yes.
Is that a fair statement?
That's a very fair statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said it's not a matter, because I said, it sounds a little tit for tat. She goes, nope, this is legal strategy. We reached out to Amber Heard and her legal team to speak with us about their appeal. They told us that they're not commenting at this time. We're going to have more from our interview with Camille Vasquez in our next hour, including the young team that they put together to win this case. It's very interesting to see because most of these people were under the age of 40, under the age of 35, actually. You know, Camille has gotten a lot of the attention, a lot of the spotlight, because she was so what people call dazzling in courtroom. They said it was a textbook case how she handled herself. But she says it wasn't just me. We had a lot of people working behind the scenes, and I think you'll be surprised to see how young these people were and what they did.
I'm looking forward to being surprised about that, Gayle. Thank you very much for that.
We're hearing now.
Okay, so I just find it so interesting, her like little side quips, but I guess that's just the bias that we have with CBS News. I just find it so interesting that she like doesn't want to understand that if Amber hadn't come first and filed her appeal, they wouldn't have filed an appeal back. All they want is for their verdict to stand and that to be the end of it. That's all they want. They just want that to be the end. And then Amber's like, no, I want an appeal. So, Jesus Christ, I'm just over it. And it obviously shows in the comments, like everyone else is over it. Amber Heard should face consequences for perjury. I fucking agree, because she's been lying this entire time. Yeah, I'm fucking disappointed. I'm so disappointed, Gayle. Like, she's so fucking biased. She's entirely biased. We all know that Johnny was the victim. I do obviously concede that they were in a very toxic relationship and Johnny should have ran at the first sight of something being wrong with Amber. I think we all know that. But the problem with abuse is that you always want to fix the person that you love. And I think that's where Johnny got stuck. He kept trying to fix her, and there was no fixing her. So all she did was continue to abuse him while he continued to stick around and have his life fucked. So that's how it went. She defamed him when they broke up, and then he had to suffer the consequences. So if he chose to go and sue her after the fact, I don't see why everyone wants to still believe Amber when this is clearly a case of a woman fucking over a guy who didn't want to stick around and deal with her abuse. That's how I see it anyway. But yeah, I don't know if I'll do any videos after this. It just really pissed me off to see fucking Gayle talk about this like that. Also, Jackpot Juicer premiered today, so I have to do my reaction to that entire album. It's gonna take me a bit, so bear with me while I react to and make that. That's next. That's the next upload. No excuses. Okay, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.